Hello, my germs and sperms, and yeah, today I decided I would talk about something on camera, completely unscripted as usual. You know, this is really no different than any of my usual videos, but this time it's different because you don't have gameplay to look at while I ramble. Actually, I don't know, I might put something like up here or over here, or how about just all of right there, you know? But today I wanted to talk about what is quite possibly the greatest adaptation book, just the greatest showing of the Black Suit in Spider-Man comics, and that is none other than 2024's Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood. Ooh, so edgy. It's got blood, and he's black. And alright, that's all I got. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But obviously that's not the only reasons why this is the best Black Suit Spider-Man book out there. Look at that one, he's even fighting himself. How fun. But the big thing that makes Black Suit and Blood so amazing, in my opinion, is it does something that, to my knowledge, only one other Spider-Man adaptation has done with the Black Suit. And that was the very recent Spider-Man 2. Now, I assume most of you watching this video right now, or are subscribed to me in general, keep up somewhat regularly with my content, so more than likely, you've seen the Spider-Man 2 playthrough, and if you haven't, just go watch some of it, because it's going to give a lot more context to what I'm talking about. But that game does something that I've never seen before, and I absolutely loved. It made you scared of Peter as an outside observer. As a player of the game, I physically reached a point where I wanted to put the controller down and not play anymore. Because the game does such a good job of showing how the Black Suit and Venom, you know, kind of gets into Peter's head, tries to take him over, you know, and just brings out all of his negative emotions. Now, I get, you know, that may not be one-to-one how the original story played out in fucking whatever, I don't know, what was it, like 4? No, that, like 2? In the early Amazing Spider-Man run, whenever the fuck it happened, I want to say it was like 217 or something, I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not that big of a mega nerd, okay? I'm pretty big, but not that big. But what I'm getting at is, it physically made me not want to play the game because of how much Peter was taking over the Black Suit. And what was so effective about it is, since I, the video game player, was controlling Peter, it kind of felt like I, in a way, was being taken over by the Black Suit. Like just imagine this from Peter's perspective. Like, his consciousness is slowly pushed to the background as he's just a passenger in his own body. That's almost kind of like the best way I can describe how it felt playing Spider-Man 2 for the first time. And that's why I recommend going back and watching those videos, not because of self-promotion, but just so you can get an idea of how raw and angry the Black Suit was making Peter during that time. Like, granted, even without the Black Suit, he would have been pretty damn pissed, but just the delivery of Yuri Lowenthal and everything pushed it to an edge that I've not seen in a Black Suit adaptation. Now, I haven't seen every single one. I think the most prominent one I've seen is the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon series and the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon series, and that is pretty much it. Now, granted, I have seen Spider-Man 3, and that's really all I'm going to comment on that, because if I gave my true thoughts, everyone would have me shot. Now, getting back to Black Suit and Blood, more particularly, in issue 2 onwards, it holds on to this very same idea very well. I don't remember exactly which story it was within Black Suit, because it's not a typical miniseries. It's more of each issue of the limited miniseries it contains like 3 or 4 mini stories that focuses around the black suit, either towards when Peter was getting to the point to where he was taking it off, when he was becoming more violent, or when he just got the suit and he was starting to notice some of the problems with it, and just a lot of the middle years. It kind of just is a bunch of random small stories that take place in and around the time of the Black Suit Saga. And hell, there's even a story, and I believe it's issue 3, that takes place before Peter even got the suit back during Secret Wars. And it's just a really cool miniseries, and I highly recommend you read it if you're a Spider-Man fan, Venom fan. In general, it's really good. But again, issue 2 and onwards really goes into just how deep Venom gets his little tendrils into Peter's mind, to the point to where of damn near controlling his body even when he's fully conscious and in control of himself. I mean, there are moments where he straight up just almost kills someone because of how angry he gets, even when it's a situation that you don't think Spider-Man would get that angry in. It's just a really good show of Venom. And another little side tangent in defense of Spider-Man 2's Black Suit adaptation, we learn in the, I believe it might be the post-credit scene, or the main credit scene. I believe it's the post-credit, no. The post-credit scene is him looking at TV. So yeah, at the very end of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, Venom explains to Eddie that the symbiotes are a hive mind, and he kind of implies that it's a hive mind across the multiverse, which actually works in favor of adaptations like Spider-Man 2. Because it makes perfect sense that after so many presumably decades and different variants of Venom getting attached to Peter, being drawn to him, they start to form a bond just to have it ripped away. Literally. And I like to think by the time Spider-Man 2 rolls around in the multiverse, this Venom, or particularly that Venom, had been through so much shit with his alternate variants getting torn off of Peter that he said, fuck it, I'm gonna get straight to the cut. And that's one of the reasons that I love the Spider-Man 2 Black Suit adaptation. Is it perfect? No, there are definitely other themes they could have played with it. But this video is supposed to be about the comic Black Suit and Blood, and I'm barely talking about it. Even though I've kind of gotten my main loves for the series out of the way, my only complaint is it ends at 4 issues. And even then, it's really good. Guys, I cannot put into words how good it is. Seriously, issue 2, there's a story, and I forget the context about it because it's been a few months since I read it. But essentially, Peter in the black suit goes to confront Flash Thompson. What it was about, I kind of forget. But actually, no, I think it was Peter just in his civilian clothes. He goes up to talk to Flash Thompson about something, and he gets so angry. And he just lashes out at Flash. And as I was reading that, I got to a point to where I just stood there. Well, I wasn't standing, I was sitting in the chair, but I just got to a point, and I sat there just holding the comic. I did not want to turn the page, I didn't want to keep reading, hell, I didn't even want to look at the next panel. Now, this just could be a me thing, but I can get myself so into a story that it gets to the point to where I'm almost in universe and I don't want to see what happens next. I almost want it to stop, because that's how invested I can get in characters like Spider-Man. And that is just a tribute to how good of a job Black Suit and Blood does. The first issue isn't really a lot of Black Suit trying to take over. It's more of just related stories. Like, there's one story where it's MJ's POV of Peter in the black suit, of how he just kind of comes and goes in the middle of the night, and it scares the shit out of her. Then there's a story at the very end where it takes place years after the black suit, where Peter is being haunted by the memory of the black suit, and essentially Venom left a tiny little piece of him in there when he was torn away, and tells Peter, "Hey, it's now or never, buddy. Either you can accept me and we can become whole again, and I will be just a suit. I will be a suit exclusively. All you gotta do is just let me in." And Peter's like, nah, I'm good. I'll do my own thing. I'm good. And yeah, that's pretty much where the first issue ends, and then the following 3 just show the more violent side of the Black Suit. And it's just a really good adaptation. And so if you're just looking for a fun Spider-Man story to pick up, if you're a fan of Venom or Peter or the Black Suit in general, or hey, if you're going back and going through all of the old Spider-Man stories in chronological order, I highly recommend whenever you hit the Black Suit saga, maybe pick up all 4 of these. Either at a local comic book store, online, or if you're a fucking cheapskate, you can probably find it online somewhere for free. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I have an entire stack of books here that I want to talk about in future videos because, one of you fuckers said you wanted to see me ramble on about comic books for anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes, so I'm going to ramble about comic books from 10 to 30 minutes, alright? Blah!